Hello everyone, Pure Station here, and I'm back today with my Dinomorphia deck profile. I found a better quality way to actually do the videos, so I'm going to redo my Dinomorphia deck profile and just give you guys the deck profile since there was some with combos that I've already done, so you guys can see all the cards that are in this deck and all the effects in case you want to try them for yourself. But without further ado, put my extra deck over here. I'm going to get right into my main, then to my extra. So, and Dinomorphia, you're gonna run 3 of course, this card is the better Marinator for like Alter guys. She is. I wish Marinator had her effect, but basically, she sets a Dinomorphia trap directly from the deck. And once you get below 2000, she gains 500. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, banish one trap, special summon Diplos. So, very good there. Next is Dinomorphia Diplos. You just run a double Diplos. Diplos is good for sending Dinomorphia cards to your graveyard to try to keep you alive, or if the game calls for it in certain situations. That's when I typically use the effect of Diplos. But if this card is normal special summon, you can send one Dinomorphia card from deck to grave. And if your luck points to 2000 or less, you inflict 500 damage to your opponent. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one trap and special summon 3 of you. So, very good. Run 1 Miscellaneous Source. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard during the main phase. Monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. You can banish any number of dinosaur monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon one dinosaur monster from your deck with a level equal to the number of monsters, equal to the total of number of monsters banished to activate this effect. So, there you go. Miscellaneous is very good there. I run 1 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I can see my card sleeve is already bending for Ultimate Conductor. Well, I'll have to fix that. That's not good. But anyway, it cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 dinosaur type monsters from your graveyard once per turn during either player's main phase. You can destroy 1 monster in your hand or field, and if you do, change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each at the start of the damage step. If this card attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict 1000 damage to your opponent, and if you do, send that defense position monster to the graveyard. So Ultimate Conductor is very good there. Just hit my mic. I'm sure that's going to help me here. I run 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. It's not really for anything special. I don't even use the effect half the time. It's more just a grab so I could go to the Psychic in Punisher, so not too bad. I don't typically try to use it, and then, 1 effect failure. Pull that up a bit. So, effect failure, you basically send it to the grave and negate 1 face-up monster on the field until the end of the turn, which, that's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to get into spells, and for my spells, I do run 3 Fossil Dig. I think they're all different. At least, yeah, they're all different. So basically, this just adds your Theresia or your Miscellaneous Source. I don't ever add Diplos with this, so that is a thing. We don't ever add. I wouldn't ever add Diplos with that. You'd be wasting your time. I ran 3 Emergency Teleports. So emergency teleport, special summon 1 level 3 or lower psychic monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase. Which is fine because when I summon it out, I'm going to psychic in Punisher and I'm ending the game there. So not bad. I run 2 double evolution pill. Basically, you just banish 1 dinosaur and 1 non-dinosaur monster from your hand or graveyard. Special summon 1 level 7 or higher monster from your hand or deck, dinosaur that is, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only activate 1 per turn, so yeah, just fine. I only need 1. And then the final card I run for spells is Change Your Heart. And I've seen Change Your Hearts in worse condition. But basically, if you don't know what this card does and you're new to the game, whatever, select one monster on your opponent's side of the field. Take control of the selected monster until the end phase of this turn, which I misplayed that today, which is, it's fine. You know, shit happens. Shit don't always go my way. For the traps, I'm going to run 3 Dinomorphia Frenzy. So what Frenzy does is during your main phase, pay half your life points, fusion summon 1 Dinomorphia fusion monster from your extra deck, using only 1 monster from your deck and 1 monster from your extra deck as fusion material. When your opponent activates a card or effect while your life points are 2,000 or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard and you take no effect damage, which is cool. Frenzy is the better domain, in my personal opinion. This is Dinomorphia domain. You know what? Get used to it. Okay, so during the main phase, pay half your life points, using summon 1 Dinomorphia fusion monster on your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as material. When your opponent activates a card or effect while your life points are 2,000 less, you can banish this card from the graveyard. You take no effect damage. Only activate once per turn. So, there you go. If you do happen to copy that with the effect of Kentragina, you can actually use the effect again. So, that's something to always keep in mind. Run 2 Dinomorphia Alert. And this didn't change from my prior deck profile. It's nice to get your Dinomorphias back, especially when you need them. And then you could use Kentragina to copy this and then, you know, go off from there. But pay half your life points, special summon up to 2 Dinomorphia monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal 8 or less. But you cannot declare an attack with them this turn. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Dinomorphia monsters. Keep that in mind. When your opponent activates a card or effect while your life points are 2,000 or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no effect damage. You can only activate 1 per turn. So, there you go. Again, you can copy that with domain. I mean with Kentragina. I'm not sure why you would copy that twice, but you know, more power to you. This did change from my prior build. 2 Dinomorphia Sonic. Okay, so Sonic, I like running 2 Sonic rather than just a Sonic and a Brute because of branded. And just in case if they try to Royal Decree me here, not that I can't fight through a Royal Decree, but it'd be kind of difficult. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Dinomorphia monster, pay half your life points, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, then destroy 1 Dinomorphia monster you control. During damage calculation while your life points are 2,000 or less, if you would take battle damage, you can banish this card from your graveyard and you take no battle damage from that battle. You can only activate 1 Dinomorphic Sonic per turn. I like running that too. I would not run that at 1 with Brute. It was like that in my prior deck profile, and after playing today, I could see that Sonic needs to be at a 2. So, very good card. So, I do like it. Going beyond that is Judgment. I ran 3 Solemn Judgments. I think 2 of these are the same and 1 is not. But basically, Solemn Judgment is very good because we're trying to half our life points anyway, getting to very, very low numbers. In fact, I got to 8 life points today. 8. That is kind of hard to do. Basically, when Solemn Judgment is the Omni negate for almost anything except for like maybe Droplet or definitely you can't negate Super Poly, which I was definitely Super Poly today since I went 3-1 and I got Super Poly the hell out of today. It'll be alright. So Solemn Judgment, when a monster would be summoned or spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life points, negate the activation, and if you do the summon or activation, destroy that card, which is fantastic. So Solemn Judgment is very good there. Solemn Judgment is one of the best cards in this deck, to be honest. The second best card in this deck is Solemn Strike. And you're going to run 3 Solemn Strikes. There's times to where you get into where you can use this, or you go like I did today where I pulled in the 2 strikes and was down to, I think, I'm wanting to say 660 life points, and I couldn't get Stealth Bogey on, and I got hit with Masquerade Dragon, and I was stuck in a spot where I couldn't activate either of them. So, you know, stuff does happen, and when you're in that situation, you know, you just gotta roll with the punches, because Branded is a good deck. Can't take nothing away from it. This is a great deck too. You know, these two decks are going to fight in the format because they're very, very good. They're both tier 1s fighting to be tier 0s. I think Dinomorphia is there in the power department, and I think Branded is there too in the power department. We just have a little bit more firepower than they do. We can go for FTKs where they kind of they have to, you know, get rid of your board all at once to go for their FTK, where ours is just, the power is ridiculous, and everything in it's just ungodly. So yeah, so some strikes are good there. Let's continue with the deck profile. I can rant later. So we're gonna go with 3 infinite impermanents still. Like I said, I don't know about Ghost Bell for my deck. Well, we're gonna find out. But infinite impermanents is very good. You target one, face a monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Then if this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution for the rest of this turn, all their spells and traps in the column of infinite impermanents where it was set, if are negated, and then if you control no cards, you can activate this from hand. If you control no cards, so beginning of the duel is a good spot for this, but not really anywhere else. So yeah, it's good and it's bad. So you get infinite permanence for that. Then my last traps here. Torrential Tribute, so run S2. When a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. So, you know, that's good there. I will have to get new sleeves for these. These are used sleeves from past decks. So, and then my last trap I run is Ferret Flames in double. So basically, we're going to mill life points, and then we're going to go into this, which Ferret Flames. If the combined attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls is higher than your life points, make your opponent shuffle monsters they control into the deck of their choice, so that the combined attack of the remaining monsters they control become less than or equal to your life points. If you mill it good enough, like I did today, you can actually send back everything. So, it's very fascinating, this card. Ferret Flames is one of the most OP cards in this deck, and it might actually end up as a 3 if things keep going in this direction. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the extra deck, and I want to do it just like I did in the last one, to where I started off with the links, and the extra deck, I don't even think it's changed. So I'm running the dark Charmer Gloomy. I don't know why it's called that, but basically, when this card is to link summon this monster, you have to have 2 monsters, including Dark Monster. All Dinomorphias are dark, so go figure. You can target 1 dark monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to a zone discard points to. Excuse me. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can add 1 dark monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. And pretty sure if I go to Kentragina here, Kentragina has 0, so I can add Kentragina. So that's why this card's here. I didn't get into it today at all, so very fascinating. And then the other one I play is Boral Sword Dragon. It's a link 4, needs 3 effect monsters. You get 1 out, you can alert, you can get right into this thing. It's not really that hard, it's not difficult. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 attack position monster, change it to defense position. Also, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards and effects in response to this card's effect activation. Once per turn, when this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can activate this effect until the end of this turn. this card gains attack equal to half of that monster's current attack, and if it does, that monster's current attack is halved. So, good links. The only ones I run, only ones I run, Jesus, I'm like slurring my words here. So, the Xyz monsters, again, they're all the same. There's not a real whole lot to them. You got the Zodiac, Chani, or Chakanai, whatever. Basically, you can continuously use your Dinomorphias. Once you alert, they pass turn, you draw, you can Xyz into Chakran, and then go from Chakran to Bobor. Then you can go from Bobor, or you can go from Bobor into Zeus, or alternative method, go from Bobor into Vespanito, because Vespanito can use rank 4s to get it to Vespanito with. And then the final card you run in this is definitely the Divine Arsenal A Zeus, which when cards and effects are activated, you can detach 2 materials from this card and send all the cards to the graveyard, which can be very, very good, especially in a deck like this that pops off like fucking crazy. So, very good. So Zeus is still powerful even in today's meta, and this is one deck that uses it. Now we're going to get into the Dinomorphias, which everyone's so excited for. Yes, I know. So I run only 2 Stealth Bergia. So it's 2 Dinomorphia monsters with different names. When your life points are 2,000 or less, you do not pay life points to activate trap cards or Dinomorphia effects. Yes, if you get this on the immediate summon when Masquerade is on, you will pay 600, but everything after that, as long as it is Dinomorphia based, you will pay nothing. So, you want to try to get Stealth Bergia on as fast as you can whenever Masquerade hits, or if you have a lot of life points and you feel like milling a few to get into Stealth Bergia, go for it. You can use each of the following effects of Dinomorphia Stealth Bergia once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So we can special summon Theresia or Diplos once it is popped. Now if it is sent to grave, that is something different, so keep that in mind. For the main girl here, we run 3 of Kentragina. So with Kentragina here, she is 2 Dinomorphia monsters with different names. Basically the same shit. Loses attack equal to your life points. You can use each of the following effects of Dinomorphia Kentragina once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can pay half your life points, banish 1 Dinomorphia normal trap from the graveyard. This effect becomes that trap's effect when that card is activated. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. Again, that is Theresia and Diplos. So it's kind of crazy how that works. It's almost like these cards were meant to be like that. In this build, only run 2 Dinomorphia Rexterm. I don't really need any more because I've only gotten into 2 the whole time I've played. So Dinomorphia Rexterm is 1 Dinomorphia fusion monster and 1 Dinomorphia monster. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters they control that have attack greater than or equal to your life points. You can use each of the following effects of Dinomorphia Rexterm once per turn. Quick effect, you can pay half your life points. The attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls becomes equal to your life points. Until the end of this turn, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 6 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. So that's Kentragina, Stealth Bergia, Diplos, or Theresia. I'm kind of blank there. But Rex term is literally our skill drain, which is fantastic. That's one thing. Like, I've been asked like would you run skill drain, and the answer is no, because there's effects in here that I do like to have. So I run F.A. Don Dragster as one of my synchros. This is a great filler card, especially if you're just trying to slow the game down. So basically, gains attack equal to its level times 300. So it's a rank 7, or I guess a level 7 because synchros have levels. It would have 2100, and basically once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, or the effect of a spell or trap card, you can reduce this card's level by 2, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. So you can actually have 3 negates by doing so, which is fantastic, but you can only do it once per turn, so keep that in mind. So F.A. Don Dragster is very good there. And my ultimate boss monster, the Psychic and Punisher. So he is 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. He is a level 11. While your life points are less than or equal to your opponent's, Dinomorphia. This synchro summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, banish them. At the start of the battle phase, you can make this card gain attack equal to the difference in your life points and your opponent's. So, with that being said, that is the deck profile for Dinomorphia. My favorite flames. I'll put that right there. So I feel like this is a better deck profile, so I hope you all enjoyed, and I will post this as soon as possible. I appreciate you all for stopping in and checking out the deck, and I will talk to you all later. Pierce Nation out.